I'm
Hello.
Liam. Hello. What's your name?
My name is Dương.
Jan. Okay. Where are you from?
I may introduce about myself.
Yeah,
Um,
sure. Tell me a little bit.
I'm 17 and I'm
Okay.
Vietnamese. Uh,
Sorry, where are you from?
I'm Vietnamese.
Oh,
I'm
Vietnamese. All
from
right.
Vietnam.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
I'm 17
Uh-huh.
and I'm in the second year of high school
Okay.
and I read a lot. I live in a nuclear family. It consists of my parents, me, and my younger brother.
Okay.
Um, so my hobbies are reading books, playing sports, and learning new things.
hmm
Nice to meet you.
Okay. Yeah. Nice to meet you too. Okay. So you said you're in the second grade high school.
Yeah,
Do you like it?
yeah, I enjoy it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I unlike the first year
Why?
when I still don't have many friends.
Okay.
Mm, Now I have a lot.
Uh-huh.
And I can go out with them every time I want.
Uh-huh.
And at school, I learn many new things
Uh-huh.
and many um, knowledge,
Uh-huh.
many things that are important
Uh-huh.
for the future,
Uh-huh.
like subjects about like math,
Mm-hmm.
physics,
Mm-hmm.
and so on, which are very important
Mm-hmm.
for my exams to the college.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Uh, do you go to English school or Vietnamese school?
I know I go to
Uh-huh.
Vietnamese.
Uh-huh. Okay. But your English sounds very good. That's why I was
Yeah,
asking. Yeah, yeah, you're precise, you know. Everything you want to say, you say it very nicely and pronounce it very nice. Okay.
yeah. Actually, I'm still. Um, I think I'm not good enough
Mm-hmm.
at pronouncing because there are some very hard words to pronounce, and I have to try very hard,
Mm-hmm.
but I still can't do it. I think
Do you have those words with you now? I can help you. I can tell you how to pronounce them.
I have some
You can.
exact
Uh-huh.
exactly
Uh-huh.
exactly
Okay. Okay. Exactly. E-
yeah
exactly. Like this, right? Okay. Can you say it again?
exactly
Okay.
yeah.
That's
I have some
that's.
trouble
Uh-huh.
about yeah
Oh, uh-huh.
yeah
But it doesn't sound. Listen, it doesn't sound like you're not pronouncing it right. It sounds good to my ears. You know, exactly. That's how you say it. Yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah
You don't have to say like every sound, especially not k sound. You can just say exactly. You see, you didn't even hear me say k. Exactly. You know, it's very quiet.
yeah
Yeah. So you don't have to work so much to say exactly, right? The whole thing. Because then it's very hard. And this sounds good to my ears. Okay, what else? Give me another word
um
which is difficult.
yeah actually there are a lot,
Uh-huh.
but I want to have a conversation right now
Uh-huh. Aha,
to
so
like
okay, yeah, sure. Okay, I will correct you if I hear anything, but what I wanted to say is that so far, everything you said was precise. It was just the way it should be. So no worries so far. No worries
thank
whatsoever. Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay.
so let me ask you some questions.
Sure.
uh,
Shoot.
do you read books?
Oh
Yeah.
yes, yes. I like reading a lot. I like poetry as well as reading books. Yeah, poetry. Uh, uh, and poetry. Let me tell you, a poetry is a very good way to learn English. So you learn something by heart, you remember it, and then when you say it, you just feel the music of the language, you know, and then you get into it, and then you sound really good. Do you like poetry?
Yeah, actually, I like Vietnamese
Poetry.
poetry.
Aha, okay.
The sound, the music of Vietnamese poetry
Uh-huh.
is a little different from English
For sure.
poetry,
Uh-huh.
because I mean they are not very
Similar?
similar,
Uh-huh.
and not as it doesn't sound as good.
Oh, you think? Oh, that's listen. You just think that because you speak Vietnamese, and then it's normal to you. But I'm sure if you recited something to me, do you know any Vietnamese poems by heart?
Yeah,
Could you please recite something for me? I would like to hear what it sounds like.
yeah. Let me see.
Okay.
Uh,
Just a short one, you know.
um, Bầu ơi, it's a little awkward.
Yeah,
Bầu ơi, thương lấy đi cùng. Tuy rằng khác giống nhưng chung một dàn.
right. Right. Listen, it sounds just as good as, I don't know, gather ye rosebuds while ye may, old time is still a flying, and the same rosebud that smiles today, tomorrow will be dying. You know, it's just poetry is basically like music, you know, and all languages sound awesome, you know, if you can recite. Thank you for sharing a little bit of Vietnamese, yeah, poetry with me. Okay, awesome. Yeah, great. So
So,
if you, yeah,
um,
yeah.
what is it that makes you interested in books?
Basically, um, not just any books. I like reading a lot about history, and I like reading religious books, like the Bible and the Quran, and Buddhist scripts and Taoism and all this. By the way, what is your religion? Are you religious?
No, I'm not in any. I'm not religious.
Okay, good. And I like poetry because poetry is. Do you know this word? Intoxicating.
Yeah, actually, no.
No, okay, good. I'll translate it to Vietnamese in no problem, just in a second. Um,
So, does it? Is it related to toxic?
yeah, it is. It is related to. Oh, okay. This looks like English. Okay, this should be in Vietnamese. Intoxicating.
Wow, it's drunk.
Yeah. So, but it's not really like being drunk. You know, it's not like when you really get drunk, you're just sleepy and you'll feel awful the other day. But when you read poetry, you get in this state of mind, which is like being drunk. Yeah, you get drunk on the words, on the sounds that they create. Like when you listen to. Do you like music?
Yeah,
Okay,
yes, I do.
so when you listen to some music that you really like, and then you notice that your head is nodding and your whole body is moving, just
Yeah,
yeah, because it's good. There's something good in it. So poetry is like
yeah.
that. Yeah, poetry is like that, especially if it's good, of course. And
But
yeah,
um, according to what the genres of the books you read,
uh-huh.
you are very. You like to learn new things,
Oh, totally.
to
Yeah. Uh-huh.
yeah,
Yeah.
to know more about the world,
Hmm.
to gain more knowledge, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Let me tell you one thing. When you finish studying university, then your studying begins. Okay, studying does not finish with university. On the contrary, it begins then. Okay, then you actually start learning things that you are interested in and that you care about. So I guess studying never stops. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
yeah, it's like that. uh, w-
yeah,
uh,
yeah. In Vietnamese poetry, maybe there's there there is also a very similar sentence you have just said,
Mm-hmm.
which is studying never stops.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's true in every part of the world.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause even when you are dying, you still learn. Like
I
you
guess,
learn
yeah, you learn,
feeling.
yeah, you learn how to die, yeah, because
Yeah,
you're doing it for the first time and you don't want to be stupid, yeah.
so, you learn the feeling of dying.
Uh-huh.
You learn the feeling of being cared about. Of yeah, all, and you learn how people around you, your relatives,
Mhm.
your family, how much they care about you.
Oh, that's very interesting. Uh,
Um, yeah,
yeah, this is very interesting. You uh, do you think when we die that we just disappear and it's like nothing happens then? Or do you think that maybe something survives physical death?
yeah, absolutely. Um, I'm quite afraid of death
Hmm.
itself,
Hmm.
but I always like make myself believe believe that after I
Hmm.
die, I will go into a sleep, an internal
Hmm.
sleep, which will be very
Hmm.
restful and very peaceful, and that's how I think stop myself from being sad
Mm.
because one day I will die, but I I listened to a TED talk and he said that don't let the dying process kill you,
Hmm.
but let the death itself kill you. It's a much more easier and more peaceful way to die.
Hmm.
So yeah, we have nothing to be afraid of
Hmm.
dying. We just it's a part of our life and a part of everyone in the
Hmm.
world. Yeah, I mean nobody will be immortal and they have lived and died and yeah, but as long as you live a very good and sa-
Very
satisfactory
good. Very
maybe
good.
life,
Uh-huh.
yeah, then you have nothing to be afraid of death.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah, I guess that's it. Usually, um, yeah, you need to live your life to the fullest, and then
yeah,
there's nothing to be afraid of, really. So, it's like,
yeah,
yeah, maybe it is like you said, maybe it is like a dream, that kind of, but then, maybe you wake up from the dream at one time, and then do you believe in reincarnation?
um, after, do you mean that after we die we will live another life,
Exactly. That's what
right?
Buddhism teaches, that the soul just goes into another body and then into another body, and like that. Do you think it works like that, perhaps? But you forget everything you remembered, like from your previous life.
Yeah, um, I mean Vietnam is where the Buddhism in
Hmm.
Vietnam is very
Hmm.
popular, and most people in my country, and maybe most people in the world,
Hmm.
they do believe
Hmm.
it. But I think um, whether it's true or not is uh, a matter of indifference to me,
Hmm.
because yeah, you know that after we lost lose our memory, it's like we died.
In
It's
in a way,
like
yeah, yeah, in a way.
yeah, in a way.
Uh-huh.
So it's like we are. I mean, I watched many movies about that. The one who lose uh, he, her, or his or her
Mm-hmm.
memory, and then he became a
Mm-hmm.
different
Mm-hmm.
person, and he had to fight to be himself now, or
Mm-hmm.
die to be himself in the
Mm.
past. So yeah, to me, lose memory is like a way of
Mm.
dying
Mm-hmm.
twice.
Twice. Yeah. It's
If
it's called
if we get our
uh-huh.
memory
Yeah,
back,
yeah. It's called
yeah,
like this process of when somebody loses memory, it's called amnesia. Amnesia. Can you say it? That's it. Very
amnesia.
good. Okay, so this is in Vietnamese, amnesia. Um, yeah,
I
yeah.
get that.
So you just forget everything, and then start all over again. But you're right. It is kind of like dying. Then it's like if you lose your memory and then you die, you died twice. Yeah, yeah. Good thinking.
Yeah.
Very interesting thinking. Uh, yeah. But yeah,
Uh,
do you? Okay. One other thing you reminded me when you said you were listening to a TED talk. I also was listening to a TED talk, and the discussion was about consciousness. Do you know what consciousness is? Okay.
yeah,
So
yes,
the
yes.
question uh, is our brain creating our consciousness? So when our brain dies, we die, or is our brain acting like a receiver, like when you have a television and then you receive a program on the television? But you see, when you destroy the television, there is still program, but you need a television to watch it, right? So that was the question: whether the brain creates our consciousness, or whether consciousness uses our brain to live in this world. And believe believe you
Yeah,
me, nobody knows the answer to that question. You know, the science doesn't know the answer.
actually, I know the meaning of consciousness,
Uh-huh.
consciousness, but I don't have a very full concept
Okay, I'll
of
help
it.
you. Okay. Consciousness. Okay. Does this help?
Yeah, but yeah, I
Uh-huh.
know it in
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Vietnamese, but I still don't fully understand
Okay.
about it.
Okay.
About it. Yeah,
Consciousness is being aware, knowing that you exist. Like, yeah,
oh,
like that's one
wow.
thing that is actually, when you come to think about it, that is actually the only thing in this world that you can be 100% sure about, that you exist.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is for sure, right? Everything else is who
uh,
knows, maybe. Yeah, but this thing that you are, that you exist, that's your consciousness. You're conscious of yourself. You know that there's you in this world. Yeah, yeah. So
yeah, yeah.
uh-huh.
So I think I agree with the second
Uh-huh.
opinion, because even after you die, your creation, which are your
Mm-hmm.
invention, your
Mm-hmm.
children, and so on, I think they are considered to be programmed.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I just thought of it. Maybe after you die, you will live in the soul of your
Mm-hmm.
children and the soul of your
Mm-hmm.
invention and
Of your
so on.
creations. Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe. Yeah. Yeah.
maybe I just thought of
Yeah.
it.
Listen, I had a very this was a very interesting conversation, and your English sounds very good. You don't have to worry about it. Yeah, yeah.
Thank
Even
you.
the words that are hard to pronounce, you pronounce, and they sound all right. Your grammar is like perfect. You don't make any grammar
Well,
mistakes. The only thing you need is talk like this to people. Okay, so yeah, you can book a class with me, or you can book a class with other native speakers. But do this as much as you can, and you will sound awesome. Okay. Yeah, it was very nice meeting you. Bye.